coin to determine who gets the ball.
No way, because then why do they do tip off?
Right. They do flip a coin at some point, or is that's in football?
That's football. I think basketball, it's like whoever wins, like whoever
Whoever gets the
touches
ball.
it first or like knocks it back to their team.
Yes.
Yeah, anyways, tip off. Me and Lauren go. Welcome back to Wait with Danny and Lauren.
Yes.
Episode 9.
I can't believe it's 9.
It's our last single digit episode ever.
I'm so ready for the 10th episode and your statistic. Do you remember
I
it?
Oh yeah, I've thought about it every single episode, so
Okay.
I'll never forget it. We have so much to talk about, but so we need to keep our like pre-topic banter to a minimum.
Mhm.
But is there anything we need to update you guys on really quickly?
Yes. This was my update that I wanted to tell you. We can circle back and check back in on this next week. I have a date tonight. Going on a
Oh
date.
my God, Lauren, you did tell
Mhm.
me that and I did forget.
I knew. I was hoping you forgot so I could tell you again.
Where is it? Do you know?
It's in Atlanta and it's an Inman Park called Ranger Station. Have you ever been there?
Uh-uh.
And it's like a little bar. It's cute, I think.
Oh.
Let me look it up. Um, Older man, blonde, cute.
I'm
No,
excited.
I'm gonna give.
Wait, what was that? I missed it.
I said that's all I'm gonna give.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't want to give too much.
Got to be a little bit mysterious.
Yes.
That's so exciting, Lauren.
I know. I was excited to tell you about that.
I'm so excited. I am gonna call you after this and
We
tell
can
you
chit
stuff.
chat about it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I have major news, but it's major weight news.
Oh, go ahead.
So we are platform inclusive now. All of our playlists are on Apple and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So in the past, we were just uploading our playlist to Spotify because that's what Lauren and I use, and
Right.
that is the best platform.
It
But
is.
we are now inclusive, and I updated all the cover art for our episodes to match our playlist. So it's just like a visually stunning situation we have going on now.
I love that we do a graphic for every episode because I think it just keeps things fun and fresh.
Yeah, yeah, it does. I think it's gorgeous too.
Thanks.
I love the graphic for this episode.
Oh, it's cute. And I
It's
just did it.
really cute. It's really cute. It's one of my favorites. They're all like I feel like each week I get a new favorite.
I know. I mean, it just, how do you even pick?
I know. I know. Okay, that is enough banter. We
I
have
know.
got we have got to start talking about March Madness for real.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I feel like Lauren and I always intend for an episode to be one thing and then like throughout the week we start adding all this stuff to it and like going in different directions and it becomes a whole different concept, but it
It's
always works.
it always does work, but our original thought for this episode was more about locker room talk and like talking like athletes. Now we are talking about the madness that is taking place throughout the whole month so far.
Yeah, yeah. So originally just basketball March Madness because, March
Um,
Madness. Oh wait, I wrote down the definition because I wasn't exactly sure what March Madness was. So March Madness is the annual NCAA college basketball tournament. Obviously, we're going to
mhm.
talk about that, but now like March Madness, we're using that term literally, and in the past 2 weeks, March has become extremely mad, and like so much is going on in the
I
music world.
cannot keep up.
No, I can't either. It's madness. We have got to get into the We Don't Trust You album that just dropped. Okay, March 22nd, Metro Boomin and Future dropped their collab album, We Don't Trust You. I was really disappointed in myself because I didn't realize that this was happening. It was
Mhm.
not a surprise drop. They were both promoting it on their Instagrams, but and I'm really ashamed to say this, but I didn't follow Metro or Future. I do
Oh.
now. Yeah. So I found out about this album on Hannah's story. Thank you so much. Shout out.
Thank you.
And then listened to it. It was Friday night. So I went the whole day not knowing living under a rock.
She had no idea.
I was so embarrassed. This album. It's called We Don't Trust You, which is a reference to one of his most famous producer tags, which is Young Metro Don't Trust You, I'm gonna shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And Future does that producer tag. So it's like a reference to that. And
Right.
then it's basically a whole diss album of like all the rappers or people in the game that they don't trust.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, which is major. I realize that kind of could sound like Spanish to some people, so I feel like we need to like kind of explain what's going on. So Metro is a producer. He's the one of the top producers in the game right now.
Side note, this is if you want something visually stimulating and super different for your
Oh
ears to
yeah.
listen to the Red Bull Symphonic with Metro Boomin. It is so cool.
Yes, yes.
It like
Lauren.
bridges the gap between classical music and rap music, and it is the
Mhm.
coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. Lauren sent me that. It was a few months ago, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah.
I loved it.
I went through a fixation with that video.
Yeah. So Metro is one of the top producers right now, and he works with everyone. Like he just dropped this with Future last year. He dropped a big album that I love so much, Heroes and Villains, with just like so many top people on it. I think he's done two, I know at least two albums with 21,
Yep.
which is going to be very interesting to see what he does.
Uh-huh. Moving
But
forward.
okay, let's go back. So Metro is a huge producer, and Future and Metro are really tight. They work together a lot, and they dropped an album together. And on this album, the biggest like shock to everyone and like the moment everyone is freaking out about is they had Kendrick. Kendrick has a verse on Like That where he disses Drake and J. Cole like blatantly. They call out First Person Shooter, which was a track on Drake. Oh my gosh, Lauren, there's so much to this story.
I know.
So Drake and J. Cole Drake and J. Cole released a track last year, or was it on For All the Dogs?
It was on For All the Dogs.
Okay, called First Person Shooter, and in that they're talking about like the big three. So we have okay, pause. We have to talk about the big three.
Go
The
ahead.
big three, for those who don't know, those are like the top people in hip hop right now, and it's Kendrick, J. Cole, and Jake.
Drake.
Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake. Those are
Yep.
the big three. And in First Person Shooter, Drake Drake and J. Cole are on it and without Kendrick, and they're like kind of making like not really any serious like
I don't feel like it's throwing any shots.
no, they really weren't. They said
It's like first person shooter world, big as the what, big as the. They're just talking about like being big in the industry.
they say something about the big three.
J. Cole's saying he's not three, he's not two, he's number one.
So
Now,
in J. Cole's verse on First Person Shooter, I need to slow down and speak English.
it's okay. Your brain is moving faster than your mouth. That happens to me on a normal basis.
Yeah, that's happening to me right now. So
We're just so
and
excited.
we're so excited. There's so much to say. We have to cover so much.
Yeah.
So in First Person Shooter, J. Cole's verse, he says, "Love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K Dot, is it Aubrey, or me?" That's the big three. So K Dot is Kendrick, Aubrey, obviously Drake, and then him. We're the big three, like we started the league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. So he doesn't even say, there's no shots taken. Like he mentions it and he references it. And I think so many things, but I have a few different paths that I can go down in my thoughts.
Okay.
One of them is the thought that like Kendrick is actually beefing with them, which I don't believe. But if he were, I think the only thing that he would be mad about, maybe he would be mad that he wasn't like on the song
I
and
was gonna
Drake.
say, is he just like taking a shot because he's not on the song?
Yeah, does he just have FOMO?
Maybe he does, and maybe he's just like feeling like, why didn't you put me on that album? I also know that doesn't. I heard that like Drake records a lot of shit, and like he doesn't put people on the album all the time.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. But I don't feel like Kendrick is the type to give a fuck. Like, I don't think that I think Kendrick's like the work that he's put out, like, it's untouchable and he's good and he doesn't need to like be on Drake's album.
Right. I feel like he's also like in his own lane.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't see him actually like being mad that he wasn't on that. I I think, which leads me to like my idea,
Okay.
and we have to go back a little bit here also. So Kendrick in 2013 had this crazy verse on Big Sean's Control, his song Control. He calls out a lot of people on it, and specifically Drake and J. Cole. And back then, people were speculating that Drake was like real pissed about it, and they were both in interviews talking about it. And Kendrick said, I wrote it down.
Okay. What did he say?
Kendrick was like, hip hop hasn't been shaken up in a long time. When I went out and did that verse, I was just having fun. It's all love. When I did it, it's all love after. I respect them as people and their music. And I truly believe that's what's happening right now. Like, it's
Okay.
hip hop is competitive, and every now and then it lulls. And I
Mhm.
think that Kendrick's just like, all right, let's get it going again, and like just trying to shake it up.
Yeah, because I feel like you need people like because you have to have like a little bit of controversy to make people entertained and to keep people on their
Yeah. Yeah. It's friendly feud.
yeah.
And then J. Cole was in an interview talking about you're not going to be competitive with people you don't respect. Like, I think it's a very healthy,
Yes. Competition.
competitive. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like, when you think about, because I was also thinking about this, like, obviously, this has been top of mind all week for me.
Of
But
course.
if you think about sports, like the top sports, I was thinking about soccer. So, like, the big names in soccer are like Messi, Ronaldo, and I don't know a third, but I'm going to say David Beckham because I love him, and Victoria.
Got
So
it.
if like you think about them three, they're like the top people, like they're the big three, whatever.
Mhm.
And they get an opportunity every, I don't know how often they like go off against each other or like play each other, but they have an opportunity to like go against each other like that
Right.
and like get to see like who comes out on top. And in hip hop, you don't have that unless
No.
you like do stuff like this, like unless you
Right.
like initiate a beef. And so that way you can like come out with like uh
New music.
both come out with some song and then like best song wins.
Yes.
So I just feel like this is like hip hop's
This
version of that.
yeah. This is just their playing field. Like
Yeah.
same thing, same idea. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, me and Danny are dressed up like referees.
Oh yeah. Elephant in the room.
Elephant in the room. And also,
Lord.
we didn't order these. We didn't plan this until we got on the phone right before, and I was like in her closet with her on the phone,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Oh my God, you should wear your referee top." Perfect
Yeah.
sense. Then I was like, "Oh my God, I was a referee like a couple years ago. Let me see if I have mine. Found it."
I'm just picturing like someone inviting us to dinner and both of us showing up like this and not acknowledging it.
No, and like we wouldn't say anything, like literally nothing. We just be like, "Okay,
I do. I think a life hack is to have a referee jersey in your closet because
yes."
every Halloween, no matter what, I have a backup and it's just like
Hmm.
one piece and I just wear it with like tennis shoes and I'm done. Like
Yes.
it's a life
It's
hack.
easy. It's so easy. Yes, if you need a quick Halloween costume, get a referee jersey.
Yeah, yeah, just keep it on you. And then who knows, maybe you'll need it for
Maybe you'll take up a side job.
okay. So I think that is what's going on with the Kendrick diss on this album.
Okay.
And okay, so okay, let's bring it all back. Let's bring it all back.
Okay.
So Kendrick disses Drake and J. Cole on his verse on Metro and Future's song. So back to
Yes.
Metro and Future.
Okay.
So Future and Drake are known industry bestie boos. They
Mhm.
are
They
brothers. Like they
they
are
put out so much music together and like I feel like they talk about each other in their music. Like they're brothers. They're
all the
cool.
time. They are
Cool.
so locked in. So
Right.
that leads you to think like, why would Future be cool with Kendrick
Right.
saying all that on his song? I don't think any of this is real, but I know a lot of it is not serious, and Future is definitely not serious.
He's not serious at all
Not
and
even a little bit.
everything is a joke to him. Everything.
I don't think Future doesn't
Okay,
even know what's going on.
I he doesn't know that the whole world is like beefing over this song. He's like, "What?
He's like,
And what about
okay.
it?" And what about it?
Wait, what did I write about Future?
Well, this is where I was gonna pivot to.
Uh-huh.
I heard a crazy rumor that this beef started because of Lotto's sister, and that's where the Clayco water line came from in the song. What are they putting in the Clayco water? And I heard that maybe him in Brooklyn, because Future and 21 run together too. So 21 and Lotto, we know, are together, but they're not publicly together. Do you think they're trying to like put their homeboys on and then they got caught up and now they're beefing over a girl? So I heard that theory, and then I also heard the OnlyFans girl. But then I was like,
Mhm.
why are they beefing over the OnlyFans girl? I mean, no tea, no shade, but it was just like it was so random because they talk to a lot of girls. Like it's like one in a million.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I started reading a little bit more, and they're like, no, no, I think this is about Brooklyn.
Yeah, okay. That Brooklyn's we didn't even talk about the speculation on that song
No,
when it came out, but I believe that cuz or I don't know what to believe. I feel like Drake is just fucking with us all the time and like
yeah,
I
and
don't
we've said it before. He's now at a point in his career where he is trolling.
yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
we all be very well just getting played. I mean, this is getting played a good hand, though.
So people think that Future and Drake have beef because of this line. This it's in We Don't Trust You. It's in the intro to the album. Um you're my number one fan, dog. Sneak dissing, I don't understand, dog. Pillow talking, acting like a fed dog. I don't need another fake friend, dog.
Oh,
Can't be about a hoe because we sharing, dog.
dog
So he keeps saying dog, which is obviously like Drake's thing, like for all the dogs. Like
for
he's
all the dogs.
that's his brand. So people think like pillow talk, like it that's why they think it's about a girl and it's actual beef between Future and Drake, but I don't believe it.
Oh, 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 oh. This was the other rabbit hole that I got down too. Okay.
Okay.
Drake's song. This is also on For All the Dogs. What would Pluto do? Future is often referred to as Pluto,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and there is one on the lyrics. This is in like the opening verse. Last time I saw her, she was effing with my word. And then if you go down a little bit, and then the last three lines of the verse are, "What would Pluto do? He definitely fucking on this hoe."
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Yeah, I saw people talking about that too, and they were like, I didn't think anything of this like when it first came out. Like it doesn't sound like
no,
overt disses to Future, but
okay,
like you could now interpret it with this perspective,
correct.
could look beefy.
Just
Looks beefy.
it looks disadjacent.
Yeah, it's diss adjacent for sure. So, wait,
Beef
hold on. What are
adjacent.
my like wrap up thoughts on Future? I don't so Future and Drake, it in part of the reason I think this way is because I need that to be true because I can't live in a world where Future and Drake aren't bestie boos. Like
No,
that is they are
that's the
such
world I don't
a
live in.
they're such a favorite duo of mine. Like they're I love Drake and Future.
Agree.
I love them. And
Agree.
like in and they love each other so much and they don't need to fight. Like just get back together.
Mm-mm. Get back together. Stop fighting. Let's just call a truce. And if you need to, boys, you can fight about it. Boys can fight about it. You guys want to fight? No guns involved. Hit it out, and then let's be good.
What was I gonna say?
Ooh, 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 ooh,
What,
ooh.
what, 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 what?
Brooklyn is the girl from Clayco. I knew it. I saw Brooklyn in Turks with Drake.
Yeah, yeah. I believe that makes sense in my head, but I didn't think Future had anything to do with it. I did not hear that part. But I'm not saying that you're not right. I believe you.
I'm so far down this Reddit thread. I love Reddit.
Me too. This I've become such a Reddit like junkie. Wait, I was gonna say something about Future.
Future has a lot of children.
Something something about Future and Drake, like their friendship.
Oh, my favorite picture of Drake and Future is whenever they're dressed up cooking.
Yes, for life is good. Another theory as to why Future is beefing with Drake is that Future was not on for all the dogs. And Drake and Future came out with What a Time to Be Alive in 2014?
Oh, so it's been 10 years.
2014 or 2015, I can't remember. But there were so many rumors that they were going to do like a part two to that album, and it
Mhm.
never came out. And Future, I mean, excuse, Drake dropped a collab.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Drake dropped an album with 21
Mm-hmm.
called Her
And, yeah,
Loss.
and if you look at it, like, yes, they have been putting out like music together. Drake was on Future's "I Never Liked You" album, and like
Hmm.
on all the other ones too. And then like 21 and Drake were running around so much. They became
Yeah.
like next brothers. So I
Yeah.
wonder if Future's just feeling a little left out.
See, I think it's all bullshit. I think that no one cares. Like, are Future and Drake allowed to only work with each other from now until the end of time?
They're boyfriends. Wait, you saying 21? Let's talk about 21. Absolutely. It's so checked out from all of this. He's in Disneyland with
In Hong Kong at Disney.
literally with ears on.
I fucking love 21 so much.
He
And
cannot be bothered. The time difference is crazy. So while this is all going on last weekend, I'm at the club at 4 a.m. and I'm
mhm.
seeing 21 Savage at Disneyland bright as day, and I'm like, where is he at? And then I put it together that he was in a different country, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's it, to reinforce the madness of this situation. 21 is so close with Metro. 21 is so close with Future. 20 because Future, that's Atlanta, and
Yeah.
21 claims Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
So, and he's like on tour right now with Drake. So I'm interested to see. So people on the internet are saying like the civil war of hip hop, and they're saying that it's like Metro, Future, Kendrick, and I forget some others on this side.
Okay.
Everyone on that album, I guess. So like Cardi and The Weeknd, I guess.
Mm,
Um, and then but Travis Scott is also on the album, and on the
yeah.
other side is Drake, 21. I don't know
Nicki
who else.
Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
I feel like Drake fucks with Nicki Minaj.
Drake loves Nicki Minaj. Oh, Sexy Red's definitely on that side. Drake keeps
Oh
posting
yes.
pictures with her. Like every single post, he has Sexy
He
Red in.
loves Sexy Red right now.
He does, and I do too.
I do too. I like her. I
But oh,
She's definitely up on my list right now.
oh yeah, she's on repeat. Um, so I'm really interested to see Drake in 21 and like what's gonna happen there. I think. Well,
Okay.
Drake said we a few episodes ago he hinted that he was making new music. So he's definitely Drake is not he.
Do you think that they're doing this all for Drake to drop an album in the middle, right before summer, and it's gonna have everyone fucking on it?
Oh my god, I just got chills.
I mean, that would be the perfect PR move, is they're creating all this drama and creating all this like conjuncture going on, so then they can all be on the same album, and then it's like everything's solved.
Yeah, I'm trying to. You they're not all the same label though, because you know how Quality Control comes out with those albums every now and
Yeah.
then. It's just like a big project with everyone on it. So
But
they're not all under the same umbrella,
I
I
bet it's
also
one Drake album, and then they're all on it.
but I don't know if Kendrick would like sign up for that.
Hmm. I don't know.
I feel like this is leading to new music by Drake, so this is like a major PR thing, but I don't know if like they're all going to be on the same album. I feel like there's going to be like two albums because oh my god, I can't believe I've waited this long into my rant to say this,
Go
but
ahead. Please flip the page.
part 2 comes out April 12th. So Metro and Future are dropping a part 2 to this album
Ooh.
in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
That's insane.
What are your predictions on who's gonna be on that album?
I was going to save this to say at the end of the episode because we haven't really talked about the whole March Madness tournament and the basketball of everything, but I feel like We Don't Trust You Part 2 is just as unpredictable as the NCAA tournament.
It is.
College basketball, you never know.
You don't know, and great segue, because I would like to say that I made a bracket this year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm not doing exceptionally well, but I'm not doing exceptionally bad. I'm riding right through the middle, and my team is still in, but I did mess up in not taking NC State, which, and they've made it pretty far, which no one suspected that, which is the same idea.
Mm.
Suspecting what's going to come out on the next album. But yeah, I'm in the top. I mean, I would like to give myself a pat on the shoulder. I'm in the top 1 million
I'm proud
for
of
my
you.
bracket.
I'm very
But
proud.
there is no. I looked up these numbers right before because I was so curious to know if anyone was still like had a perfect bracket. There's no more men's perfect bracket. There's only 4 women's perfect brackets so far.
Like the odds are crazy. You really can't predict it.
No,
No one can.
no,
Clearly.
mad
I
madness.
Yeah, madness for real. I didn't make a bracket. I thought about it, but then like I just like couldn't be bothered to do it. And honestly, like all the girls that I know that do it, they're all like this is crazy. Like they're stressed, like they're
Yeah.
getting blown up by these men that are like freaking out about the whole thing and they're like, "Oh my God." And so I'm glad I'm not doing it. And you know what's crazy about that? Cuz guys really do go ballistic when it comes to these brackets.
Mhm.
Men think we're the crazy ones.
Oh yeah. We're not.
Read a group chat about March Madness
It's
and
insane.
then call us crazy.
Call us crazy. Also, we don't bet money on things. We spend money, fine. We spend it. We're not taking gambles on if we're not gonna win or not. So I mean that in itself is crazy. I cannot get like not that I can't get behind gambling. I think I'm just so used to stretching a penny for
Uh-huh.
as long as I can that it physically pains me to be like, okay, well if I lose this money.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do it either.
Mm-mm.
Um, what was my last thought about March Madness?
By the time that this
Mhm.
episode comes out, and I think by next week it'll wrap up March Madness, like the games and stuff, so we can see if my team takes it all.
I do have one prediction on who is going to take it all.
Who? Go ahead.
I think it's going to be Arizona. Are they still in?
Really?
Are they still in?
They are still in it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Arizona because last Saturday I was at dinner with Jessie and her family, and I was sitting next to her sister, and she said, "I think Arizona's going to win." I said, "Noted."
You're right. I have so this is me being for real. I have my final four is Yukon, Arizona, Houston, and Purdue. But I think that NC State may end up in the final four. I don't know. No, 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 no. I take it back. I take it back. My final four: Yukon, Arizona, Houston, Purdue. Yukon wins it all because also last year they won by a lot. It was
Uh,
in all the rest of the points were like by 2 or like by 3. They won by like 10, 11 points.
mm-hmm.
So my final score 91 to 76. Houston versus Yukon. Yukon winning.
Okay,
Boom.
I think Arizona's going to win.
We'll
Um,
see.
but like
They play
my
on 6.
I guess like my personal preference and my history with college basketball, my dad is a huge like Kentucky fan, so we were always huge Kentucky fans, and that was a great thing a few years ago because they were like unstoppable.
Yeah.
They're very stoppable now, and they got
Mhm.
out in the first round, I believe.
Like
And
so early.
speaking of Drake, he loves Kentucky. He's always at the or he used to always be at the games. He has that one like iconic meme with like him sitting in the what is it called? Like after the game, before the game meeting with the team.
The locker room? The
It's like
hype.
a conference type
The
situation.
oh, okay.
I
I
don't
know.
know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Um, but you know, the Drake curse with sports, they say
Yes.
whoever he roots for loses. So
Yeah,
thank
and
you,
I
Drake.
will say that he put on a Georgia jersey this year and we never made it to national championship.
Yeah, I had a bunch of people in my DMs about that, and I was like, I don't
I
know
was
if he's
like,
that powerful, guys, but
I know. Well, at first I thought it was a great thing because I love the dogs and I love Drake,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that was just
Um, okay, March Madness. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. I need to circle back to the Metro album real quick. So, the only people that I think truly do have beef with Drake, Metro, when he released Heroes and Villains last year. Do you remember that song Trance that
yeah.
has Travis? Okay, it's so good.
It is
And
so
at the end of it, there's like this little like it's my favorite part of the song, but it's like this little beat and it's just like kind of a not a cappella. What is the instrumental? There's this little like
got
instrumental
it.
space at the near the end of it, and rumor has it that Drake was supposed to be there but didn't send his verse in time. So I think that it's very possible that Metro actually does have beef with Drake and was like totally fine with Kendrick saying that and like encouraging it. So
I
I
can
think that
see that.
yeah, so it is a little suspect that Future is against Drake in this
Yes.
technically, but I don't think Future is serious. I don't
No.
think he's capable of seriousness.
I don't think he can be serious. Like
No,
he doesn't have a serious bone in his body.
no, I really don't think. I think that's a lovely thing.
He like this we're talking about the same man who takes selfies and says you're not as special as you think you are. He is so unserious.
He's so unserious. Let me read you this real quick though. So
Read it.
my one of my favorite songs because Drake, when he released Certified Lover Boy, Future was on it a lot. And he literally gave his like top track to Future, Way Too Sexy. It sounds like Future's song, he's on it. So
Yes.
he gave it to Future. And then in Champagne Poetry, the intro song, which is one of my favorite songs, honestly, favorite all-time songs of Drake.
So good.
There's this and he says, "Trust in my brothers as strong as I know it should be. Future signed the contracts. He don't even show it to me. I don't have to second guess nothing with no one I love. He
Yeah,
loves Future. Get
he
back
loves
together."
he
Like,
loves
okay, you hear people talk about like celebrity breakups they will never get over. I won't get over this if this is
mm,
true.
mm.
I
No.
can't. It can't be true. I don't think it is true because it
I
can't
don't
be
think it
true.
is. I can see Metro having beef and I can see Future maybe just like being adjacent to it, but I don't think Future's really beefing
Yeah,
unless the whole realm of the girl thing is right, but I don't even see them even beefing over a girl
me
because I
neither.
mean, you realistically you have to think how many girls have they already shared? Like, come on.
Yeah, and the woman that they like, I saw a deep dive on this one woman that works at a strip club in Miami that they like both
Yeah,
frequent, and I just like, I don't think so, but this is probably like the best week of her life.
girl, she's getting clout out of her ass for
Good for
real.
her.
I bet numbers are up like hell.
Yeah, but I don't think it's about her. But I mean, eat it up.
Eat it up.
Um, I don't think Kendrick's beef is real. I don't think Future's is real. I don't think there's anything there. I think they're all playing. I think the only people that might truly have beef with Drake are Metro and, of course, Rihanna, even
Yeah.
though she's not on this album. But I think she's probably like one of the only people that's just like, I can't fuck with
Just,
him.
yeah, outwardly just does not like him.
I think everyone is on the same page about like Drake and what he's about, and they're all like cool with him.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't. I think Metro's probably pissed, and Rihanna will never fuck with him again.
No. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about
The
is
next maddening thing that happened in
oh,
March.
I want Diddy to go somewhere and I want the key to be thrown away and I don't ever think that he should be near anybody else again.
Anyone?
Dude, this like what so we all knew Diddy was scary. I mean, we've known for a while like that Diddy is just scary.
Yeah,
And okay, first thing that comes up is the Cassie thing. That
yeah.
was at some point last year where she made those like allegations against him and then that was going to court, blah blah blah. His lawyer or his attorney at the time was like, "We can't believe that she's like saying all this. Like there's
Mhm,
no truth behind any of her statements, blah blah blah." And then she ends up taking a settlement. So
mhm,
they end up settling and then nothing else is said about it
mhm,
recently. I think it was the beginning of this week maybe or the end of last week. A lawsuit was filed against Diddy and 9 other people, and the 9 other people that are listed on this thing it's insane. Like it really does make me begin to like, and I for me personally, like I can't think about it too much because I want to have a career in music and I'm like, and if this
uh-huh,
it is like I'm like what in the world.
mhm,
Okay, so Rodney Jones was a producer for Diddy. Diddy has Bad Boy Records. So
mhm,
he had worked under Diddy and like been like I guess with him for a while. So
mhm,
in the case it names Sean Combs, which is Diddy, Justin Dior Combs, which is his son, Ethiopia, I'm just gonna stop myself.
mhm,
Lucian Charles Grange, who is Elliot Grange's father, And hold on, hold that thought, because it gets better. Okay. Chalice Recording Studios, Christina Karam, which is technically, I believe she claims that she is Diddy's assistant and like long-term executive assistant.
Wait, 1 second. Elliot Grange is Sophia Richie's husband that they
Yeah,
just got married and they're
they
about to
just
have a baby.
yep,
So
and they're
his
about to have a
dad
baby girl. Yep, his dad owns Universal Music Group, and his dad is Lucian
on this
Charles.
list.
So
Okay.
remember, he owns Universal, and remember they're together.
Gotcha.
Um, Love Records, Motown Records, Universal Music Group is named Combs Global Enterprises, which is like his LLC, like
Hmm.
just his like normal like functioning business that he had going like adjacent to all this stuff. And then there's both male and female John and Jane Does that didn't want to come forward with their name, numbers 1 through 10. So this is 10 people that they have on account. And ABC corporations 1 through 10. So this is 10 other businesses that didn't want to put their name out there that are corporations that are like taking part in this too.
Ugh.
So, yeah. Um, let's start from the beginning of this week.
Yeah.
There was a flight. So Diddy has a private plane, of course, and there was a someone I don't think the feds at this point were like tracking his plane, so they
Hmm.
didn't seize it before it left the United States like at all. So
Hmm.
there was a plane that left from Miami to the Bahamas in Antigua. No one has any idea what was on that plane, and what's
Yeah.
coming out is that they think that he had loaded up all of like the evidence
Documents
and
and
sent
stuff.
it off. Because if it's not on US soil, then the feds can't get him, and then there's not enough to charge him for.
Holy shit.
Uh-huh. So there is so many people named in this case. I mean, there's like we J-Lo's kind of been in the circle lately. J-Lo and Diddy dated. J-Lo is in this
For two
case.
years.
Mm-hmm. Um, so
Because, okay, I want to say, like, I started to think that Diddy, like, I never paid attention to Diddy
yeah, because
until like a
I
few
didn't
years ago.
I didn't pay attention to Diddy either. I knew he was big in music. I knew he was a producer. I knew he was like a higher up, but I was never sure what he was actually like pulling off or putting out.
Yeah, and I didn't start paying attention to him until Carisha started dating him, which is
Correct. From
Young
my
Miami. So
from
Carisha
Six.
started dating him and I like started tuning in a little bit and then I started seeing like people saying like Carisha be careful, like you don't want to end up like Cassie and I was like, what? And so that's
Mhm,
what kind of like opened me to this
mhm.
and people were like Carisha
Mhm.
run and so she's involved in this.
She is involved, and now it's coming forward that so also here's another crazy part. There is a theory that Diddy is closeted gay.
He's he's definitely open.
He's definitely open, and they are believing that him and Santana were together, Saucy Santana, and Carisha was like just the front because he didn't want
The
anyone to
skirt.
know. Yes.
Oh my God.
And it makes so much sense because anytime you see Carisha, you see Santana.
Yeah. So I want to back up a little bit. So we mentioned Diddy in our first two episodes weirdly and randomly because
Yeah, and now all this shit's coming forward.
yeah, because like slowly over the past year, like a few people have like started to come forward about Diddy and all these allegations against him. And there are so many terrible rumors. Like I don't even want to go down it because it makes me kind of sick and like just
It
heartbroken about what he's done to Usher
mhm,
and to Justin Bieber. And
mhm,
because Usher was living with Diddy when he was
mhm.
13, 14, 15,
Also,
16, something like
you know
that.
what they called the where when Diddy or when Usher went to go stay with him, they called it Camp Puff Daddy or something like that?
Yeah. And I saw this video circling this week about Justin Bieber and Diddy, and because Justin Bieber was obviously like under he was signed to Usher, which was under Diddy. So Justin Bieber was staying with P. Diddy when he was 13 or so, like and
Mhm.
I just it breaks my heart when I think about it.
It does me too, and then, like, the more that I get into this, the more it's like, "Oh my god,"
It's just
and
like incredibly fucked up.
no, it is, and, like, it's, like, to the point where I'm just like, "What in the world?" He is on a superiority power trip so hard that like he has like the entitlement is out of this world. I
Mhm.
know that like whenever you become a celebrity, you lose control of like reality and like you kind of like lose sight of things. He has lost so much sight and he is like legitimately like makes me uncomfortable like to watch him
Yeah.
video. I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
being a person.
No, like, I would be straight up
No.
terrified if I were,
Like
like, in a room with
left
Diddy.
me in the room with Diddy and they were like I
That's my
I
worst
was
nightmare.
trying to jump out the window.
Yeah, so there are rumors that so Diddy's famous for his party. Well, he's obviously famous for other things, but he had these like famous parties that he would throw. What were they called? Like
Freak off.
freak offs. And what like full of celebrities, and rumor has it Diddy had cameras in every fucking room and he was
Okay,
recording everything.
celebrities that also they're comparing Diddy to the Epstein
Yes.
of the music industry. And
Yeah.
I can absolutely see that because the same way Epstein has his had his island, Diddy had his house in Miami that was like a fortress. He had cameras everywhere. And these people didn't know that they were being recorded while this is all taking place. There's like minors, there's underage girls, there's drugs, there's sex, there's just like not
Oh
public
my
image
God.
things that need to be out and like stuff that is wrong.
Yeah.
So there's also now come out that Prince Harry is was in some of those videos.
No, okay, so I was listening to the Toast yesterday and they were talking about the Prince Harry of it all and they've read so Prince Harry was mentioned in an article about
Yes.
the Diddy parties, but they were
Yeah.
saying that it wasn't or was it the Diddy parties or the Epstein that Harry was in the Diddy ones?
Harry was in the Diddy ones. Like
So
there's pictures of them all together.
oh, I didn't see the pictures. I was going to say Harry was mentioned in the article, but it wasn't like Harry was at a party. It was saying that Diddy had people at his party super famous like Prince Harry. So it wasn't even
Mm,
but I didn't
no.
see a picture. But
It,
okay, they
wait,
were
wait,
also
wait. This is 9 hours ago. He named in a $30 million lawsuit against Diddy or with Diddy.
dude,
It's the
Hollywood
Duke of
makes me
Sussex is
so
not accused
scared.
of wrongdoing. Lawsuit filed by music producer, blah blah. Okay, I'll read that in a second. But I don't know. It's just it's looking really weird. And there's pictures of him with like Trump and
Mhm.
politicians and
Mhm.
different people that are like very well known.
Yeah.
Um like and I know that this is like your bread and butter, but there's also talks that Jay-Z I know. And yeah, so I'm thinking that they're saying Diddy and Jay-Z are like pretty close and that there's a lot more that's going to come out. Also, 50 Cent drags Jay-Z into Diddy drama. He ain't answering the phone right now.
Mm.
But also this is another thing that I don't even know if I'll like actually I am going to say it. I fully believe in like the Illuminati. That's like Scientology. That's like they do crazy shit. That's Epstein. That's all that shit. I think that Jay Z and B are so high up that they wouldn't even like even if they are related to this, they would never take the fall. Diddy's taking the fall.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
But
true.
uh-huh. And I mean I'm sure that they're involved in that and it's just like it's so eerie feeling because every single person and then it also makes me wonder like Universal Music Group is signed has hundreds of artists signed to their label.
Yeah.
What about all those artists? Like does any of this weird shit happened between them? Like
Yeah.
also the Diddy's mentor was the guy who discovered Whitney Houston and the guy and Clyde Davis was like renownedly known to be like a little bit abusive and like abuse of power, and
Mhm.
he was the one who mentored Diddy. And then so
Mm.
they think that he might be pulling all the strings or someone else is pulling the strings and Diddy's the fall guy.
My stomach hurts.
I,
I
well, I
think like
don't know much about this.
if I think about like the music industry like as a family tree, like there's definitely like some lineages that are
Mm.
like bad apples, and I think Diddy's obviously in
Oh,
that lineage. But what?
this just came to me. So let's flashback. We were talking about Lucian Grange, and Universal Music Group.
Mhm. Mhm.
There was also listed in this like new lawsuit Motown Records. Do you
Mhm.
know who would be signed to Motown Records or who was previously? Lionel Richie. So
Whoa.
now it's like a arranged marriage type of thing. Like it's feeling so set up.
Lionel
But
Richie is Sophia Richie's dad, who is married to what's his name?
Lucian
Lucian?
Richie's son.
Lucian Grange's son.
Oh yeah, Lucian Grange's son. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
No,
so
like
it's
this
just
is scary. Like I'm nervous talking
I,
about this.
I'm nervous too, and like if you like get down the rabbit hole of like Justin Bieber and like all of the stuff that's like gonna
Yeah.
eventually come out about him, like I would bet that this has everything to do with Diddy. And like let's talk about the Yummy song with the pizza. If
Yeah.
you I don't want to get into that, but look up the association between Yummy and pizza, the song.
Everyone go on Reddit and
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
know, but like it's
Like the more you know, it's just a sick and twisted world.
sick and twisted. Diddy
I mean,
is
there's
so
like no
sick.
morals. I'm just like, how can you do this stuff? And like, there was someone that was like, I guess Diddy's neighbor, like a younger guy, and he said that Diddy would bring in girls at like 3 a.m. by the buses that are underage. Hmm.
God.
And then
He
there's
just makes me
also
so
this other thing. I don't know if this has like been debunked yet or not, but I this is like one of this TikTok rabbit holes that I had gone down. There was
Mhm.
a little girl from a live video that Diddy had done back in 2020 of him with this little girl named Ava. And someone had done a face like age progression of a girl that went missing in Texas years and years ago, and it looks like I would never go on record and say that's the same girl, but it is
Alleged.
oddly shocking how much they resemble each other.
Ugh.
And the video, like if you guys have not already seen it, if you look it up on TikTok, just look up like Diddy Ava Baroni, and it shows Diddy is in like the frame with her. She's like standing, like sitting here, and then there's two. I
Mhm.
think both of Diddy's sons are like in the back, and they're pretty much like forcing her to say these things. She goes, "Hi, my name's Ava and I'm a Scorpio." And like just the adjacent, like her saying those words together, they're like that feels like she's like trying like they're selling her. Like why would she immediately use the term Scorpio?
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
it's so weird, dude.
he needs to be locked up.
I
I
want
know we
him
say
to
that.
go to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's so awful. And
And he makes other people uncomfortable. And with all this stuff coming up, there's old videos of him resurfacing,
Mhm.
and there's like a video of him and Justin Bieber, and he's like approaching Justin
Yeah.
Bieber, and he's like, "Well, you haven't called me anymore. Why we stopped talking? You know who's been here from like the jump." And Justin's like, "Oh, like I must have not given you my new phone number." And like you can literally see him like
Oh,
get caught up and like stutter.
God. That that is so scary. That's like for real my worst nightmare.
Literally. Well, anything to do with like kids or like
Yeah.
mistreating and underage kids, like
Don't mess
fine,
with the kids.
you want to traffic drugs, you traffic drugs.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't mess with
leave the
kids.
kids out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Oh, that makes me so sick.
I know.
So the Carisha of it all.
The Carisha of it all is I think that she got caught up in the wrong setting because Santana was hooking up with Diddy or whatever, and she was getting all the fame because she's Diddy's girlfriend to the public, but
Uh-huh.
he also was recruiting girls, like whenever she would go out to come home with her, like for Diddy's freak off parties that he had. And there was like, there in the lawsuit, there's like pink cocaine, which was
Yeah.
like coke that was like laced with something and it's like pink. And that's what she was giving to people.
Yeah. Which like that headline that I saw, Carisha charged with smuggling pink cocaine for Diddy, that is like kind of cunty, but like it's I,
Not will. Not against someone's will. And
not
also
against someone's will.
of his drug mules got stopped at, I think in Fort Lauderdale or something,
Uh-huh.
coming back through. And this little white boy who used to play basketball, he's a mule for Diddy. How in the
Yes.
world did you get there, boy?
What is his name? I saw that too, and I was like, how March Madness of this situation?
Literally,
Diddy,
white boy Diddy.
mule, white boy.
And then I And someone said Diddy liked a little cream with his coffee, talking about he wanted the little white to mix in. I'm like, okay, y'all.
Brendan Paul. Who did he play for?
Was it Houston?
Yeah.
Iowa? Illinois? It's something funky.
Syracuse.
Syracuse. I mean,
Yeah, so
Syracuse isn't a great basketball school, but I mean that's like a Division 1.
so his drug mules are a little white boy from Syracuse and Carisha.
Carisha. Like, also, people think that Diddy, he just got. I mean, in no way is this me like not at all excusing what he's done,
Hmm.
but they're just saying that he had gotten sloppy within the last couple years that it made it so much easier for the feds to kind of start picking up on things. And
God.
also, like, all of his homes got raided and he's
Uh-huh.
nowhere to be found.
Wait, he's
Like,
missing right now?
no one can fucking find him. Yeah. They thought that he'd like fled the country, but he hasn't. But no
Yeah.
one, like, I don't think anyone has seen Diddy.
Oh my God. I can't wait for him to go down. And I hope everyone else comes down with him. We need to just
I do too. Like, I
purge.
just like get rid of all the bad people. Let's be good and let's stop doing fucked up and corrupt shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, any final Diddy thoughts?
Oh yeah. Along with the trafficking charges and the RICO, he's getting charged for mail fraud, wire fraud, and multiple counts of sexual assault. And also, if you would like to know how extensive this case is going to be, I mean, I hope that I'm still alive when this shit's going on. It's 73 pages. The lawsuit is 73 pages, and there's 335 bullet point accounts of every single thing.
Oh my God. He's going down.
335. That's 335 counts if they convict him on all of those charges.
He's going down.
It gives me the chills.
It gives me the chills too. I'm gonna need to like cleanse
I
my
need,
aura after this episode.
yes, sage.
God, and we still have something exciting to talk about. I think actually talking about Cowboy Carter is going to cleanse our aura.
Okay. I'm really excited, but I'm not a huge Beyonce girl like you are, but I am excited to see where this goes.
I love Beyonce. I love Beyonce. And we
Mhm.
got the album art for it and the track list for it, and it comes out tomorrow.
Is it
Tomorrow.
gonna be
So
like tonight at midnight, you
yes,
think?
yes, yes. That's what I mean. Tonight at midnight. So
Okay.
Thursday midnight, she is dropping Cowboy Carter, and she came out with this Instagram post about it. Today marks the 10-day countdown until the release of Act Two. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to all the supporters of Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages. I feel honored to be the first Black woman with the #1 single in the Hot Country charts. That would not
Oh,
have happened without the outpouring support from each and every one of you. My hope is that years from now, the mention of an artist race as it relates to releasing genres of music will be irrelevant. This album has been in the work for 5 years. It was
whoa.
she says it was born out of an experience that I had years ago where I did not feel welcomed, and it was very clear that I wasn't. So people in that line she's talking about she wasn't welcomed into country music. So years ago she performed at the CMT Awards with the Dixie Chicks, and like it did not go well, and
Mm.
it's like been scrubbed from the internet. Like you can't find that performance. So like people were not fucking with Beyonce in the country space. So she's saying that it was clear she wasn't welcomed, but because of that experience she dove deeper into the history of country music and studied the archive, and now she like understands it. Criticisms she faced when she first entered the genre forced her to propel past the limitations that were put on her. This album is a result of challenging herself. There's some surprises on the song, and she's collaborated with some brilliant artists. So, who do you think she's putting on this album? First, I'll say on the track list it shows, and it was kind of like known before the track list that Dolly Parton is going to be on
Mm.
the album, and on the track list is Jolene. So we'll get a
Yeah.
Beyonce Jolene,
Which
which
I'm
is
really
so
excited about.
exciting. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she also has Willie Nelson on the track list.
I think I think this could pull Taylor. I
Yes.
think that they could coincide together. Taylor's got a little country,
Yeah.
Beyonce's into the country space. Taylor's the queen of pop. She wants to step back into country. She also still hasn't re-released her first country album that she did, like
Yeah.
how she's going through and doing Taylor's version.
Yeah.
She hasn't done Taylor's version of her Taylor Swift album, which was her first country album.
Yes,
So
yes.
I think that this could all kind of like be a thing. I would love to see Zach Bryan on there, but I don't think he's in Beyonce's realm.
Mm-mm.
But you said Chris Stapleton, which I think could very well be a thing.
Yeah, and Chris Stapleton, he's just like he's
Classic.
so major in country music and he has so much soul when he sings. So I think like him and Beyonce, like it just makes sense. Like I would not be surprised if they've collabed before. Like I
True.
absolutely think that makes sense in my head. Taylor Swift, I do think that she'll be on the album because they're close, like they're cool. They went to each other's premieres, so they both like this year was the year of Beyonce and Taylor Swift, and
Yeah.
they both had these like major tours, and they both made them into movies. They went to each other's premieres. They're tight. They're girls. So
Yeah, and girls supporting girls.
yeah, yeah, like that is someone that Taylor Swift does not have beef with, and
No,
so I think that that is extremely likely, and I really hope that that's on that. I hope tonight I see that in my Spotify.
me too.
Um, there, I saw some rumors that Miley was going to be on it, but like, I don't believe. I don't.
I don't know. I don't see Miley. I could see her. Hmm.
Question, Lauren. I don't know if this is, I need to know if this was like more than just my hometown and the people that I grew up with. If you had to name the like country's Beyonce, who do you think that is? Because I grew up think or hearing and thinking this one thing, this one artist.
Are you about to say Miranda Lambert?
Uh-uh.
Carrie Underwood?
Carrie Underwood. Like I've heard Carrie Underwood and Beyonce like compared to each other a ton.
I could see that, but I don't think Carrie Underwood is
Ow.
is she in the game anymore? Is she still making music?
I don't think she's made music in a long time, but I think if Beyonce called her, she would do it.
Absolutely. If Beyonce called me, I would do it.
So I'm predicting that Carrie Underwood is on this album.
That's a good one.
Thank you. That
That's
was
a
a
good.
deep
Oh,
cut.
I would like to see. I think Dolly Parton is awesome.
I was looking at Beyonce.com trying to get some inspo and guesses, and there's a lot of pictures of Usher on the homepage. And I
I,
wonder if Usher is going to be on this album,
I love Usher so
which
much.
is random.
But his new sound that he put out was not exactly
He
like
did put out a country song with Lotto,
right.
kinda.
It's like it's not fully country, but
No.
it's country adjacent with a little bit of pop.
Yeah,
So
that vibe is there.
the vibe is there.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
this is a long shot, but I wanted to bring this up also in like the music news. So, Rihanna announced that she was that Fenty was going to be in China, and then a few days later was on the cover of Vogue China, and it was gorgeous. Everyone go look at those images. I like, thank you so much, Rihanna. Um,
hey,
she's on the cover wearing a cowboy hat, and like
I'm
that's a stretch.
getting into country.
That's a stretch, but I wonder if Rihanna will be
No,
on
I don't think that she'll
Cowboy
be.
Carter.
I don't think she'll be on Cowboy Carter, but I do bet that she moves into the country space because everyone is doing country right now. I think
I,
like the larger names in music are putting out country music. It's like
yeah,
it's not like your traditional like yeehaw, let's get drunk
yeah,
in a bar type of country.
yeah,
It's just not as like aggressively pop.
yeah, yeah. I don't know about Rihanna going into country because Rihanna's a Caribbean girl.
Yeah.
Beyonce is from Houston, like she's from Texas. Like that makes sense to me why Beyonce would do it, but I don't know. Like Rihanna,
If
I don't think she gives a fuck about.
if Rihanna and Beyonce did a song together,
I could see it. Like I don't think that, not that I know that they have
if
any
you're
beef.
predicting this and that comes out at 12, I'm
Yeah.
getting chills in my body right now. I have
Yeah.
chills.
I was looking at it earlier and I was like, she's wearing a cowboy hat.
Well, and also, Miss Queen Bee, she wore a cowboy hat before she had announced Cowboy Carter. So,
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
they're all about the Easter eggs and the dropping the hints.
Yeah, so that is a prediction.
Oh, that's a good.
Those are my only predictions.
I don't really have very many predictions for this album, except for the fact that I know it's going to be a banger.
Banger. I really can't wait.
And I love country music for the summer. She planned it perfectly, time
Yeah.
wise.
I agree. That kind of wraps up the three most maddening things that have
Yeah,
happened in the past 2 weeks. March
correct.
Madness for real.
For real.
March
I mean,
Madness for real.
it is crazy. Like this has been a wild month. Also, this month to me is like flown by. Like I feel like it's just so fast.
It really has. Next week, I'm so excited. Next week, we are doing Aries season. So it's our second Zodiac episode, and we'll be breaking down all of our favorite Aries artists. Let me name a few real
Go
quick.
ahead.
So I'm really excited to talk about Mariah Carey, Lady Gaga, Lauren. You know who's on this.
Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan, Summer Walker's Aries, Elton John, Celine Dion,
Mm,
Fergie,
Fergie.
our
We
girl
got
Fergie.
and Mariah in the same month, in the
Yeah,
same
Maddie Healy from the
Oh,
1975. Oh,
that little.
Jesse McCartney. We're going to have a lot to talk about. We're going to have a lot to talk about next week. I'm so excited.
And this is like I think we already said it before. Like we're gonna continue to do the zodiacs
Yeah, yeah. So we'll do one each month
every.
because there's a new zodiac each month ish.
Absolutely.
That is what we're looking forward to next week. In the meantime, follow us on
Everything.
Instagram, TikTok. We'll be posting, so we'll entertain you during the week and
Yes.
then drop an episode next Friday. All of our playlists, remember, are available to use, so go stream them on whatever platform you want.
But yeah, this was perfect. You guys, this was your catch up on everything that's going on right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. These are all developing stories, so we will be speaking on everything again next week. We still
Yeah.
have part two of We Don't Trust You to come out.
Hmm.
We got to talk about Beyonce's album. We'll keep you updated on what's going on with Diddy. And also coming this next month, Taylor Swift is releasing her album. So there's
Yeah.
still so much to talk about.
Yes. I was really a Swiftie like last summer and like into the fall, but I've kind of gotten out of like the Swiftie realm. So I would say right now I'm Swiftie adjacent,
Hmm.
but I'm still so excited for this album.
Me too. Me too. I can't wait to see what's going on. So much new music coming our way. So we have some job security for the next few months. That's
Job security. Please keep making more music and please keep involving yourself in drama. So please, God, we have something to talk about.
and we always will.
Bye,
This is
everyone. This was wonderful. And I'm so sorry that the Diddy stuff is sad and freaky, but the more you know and the more you can be aware of. Stay
yeah,
vigilant.
they had to live it, so we have to witness it.
Right. That man deserves to go down.
That's an understatement.
Hmm. Okay, y'all. Well, we'll talk to you next week.
Next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.